There comes a moment in every life where the path ahead feels too steep, where the weight of effort seems too much to bear, where doubts drown out the dreams that once gave us hope. It's in that moment, that whisper in the soul, quiet but unyielding, reminds us of a truth so powerful it shapes destinies. Never give up. It may be a small voice, one that trembles beneath the noise of fear and failure, but it is relentless. It is little, but it is mighty. It is the seed of greatness planted in each of us. That voice is the essence of courage, and courage is not the absence of fear, it's acting in spite of it. It's standing up one more time than you've been knocked down. It's refusing to quit not because the odds are in your favor, but because quitting simply isn't who you are. Simon Sinek often says that people don't buy what you do, they buy why you do it. The power of our why. Our purpose becomes our fuel when our energy is spent. It's the light that cuts through our darkest days. It is what moves us forward when there seems to be no logical reason to continue. Every great leader, every resilient soul, every underdog who rose against the tide, they didn't do it because it was easy. They did it because their why burned brighter than their doubts, and so must ours. We live in a world that celebrates results, but we are made in the moments of resistance, the hours no one sees, the setbacks no one tweets about. Quiet battles we fight within ourselves, alone, afraid, but unwilling to stop. What defines you is not how you feel when you win, but how you respond when everything falls apart, when nothing works. When people laugh when they doubt you, when you doubt yourself, that is when character is built. That is when perseverance becomes identity. That is when never give up becomes a way of life, not a phrase on a poster. The dream is real, but it's not free. It demands your discipline, your resolve, your grit. Talent is overrated. The world is full of people with potential who quit. What matters is the fire in your gut. The refusal to settle, the passion to keep pushing when every part of you screams for rest. That is the spirit of never giving up, and it is a decision made daily, sometimes hourly. You don't need to have all the answers. You don't need to be perfect. You don't even need to be fearless. You only need to keep going. Simon reminds us that leadership is not about being in charge. It's about taking care of those in our charge, and that includes ourselves. Taking care of your spirit, protecting your hope, nourishing your resilience. No one climbs Everest in a day. No one builds legacy in a moment. Every masterpiece is forged in failure, tested in persistence, and polished in patience. So take pride in your journey, even the messy parts, especially the messy parts, because in your scars lies your strength. Let the world call you stubborn. Let them say you're crazy. Let them wonder why you keep trying when everyone else has walked away. You don't need their permission to keep believing. What you need is to believe in the quiet power of starting again, one more time and one more after that, because the most powerful words you can speak to yourself are not "I can do it," but "I will not quit." That is your weapon. That is your advantage. That is your legacy in motion. You see, the most important battles are the ones no one else sees, the battles within, the ones you fight before you even get out of bed, the ones that come when the fear creeps in at night and your dreams feel too big for your hands to carry. The world tells us to be realistic, but if every great idea had been met with realism, we wouldn't have planes, we wouldn't have electricity, we wouldn't have hope. Realism has its place, but faith unreasonable, unshakable faith is what builds the extraordinary. Faith is what lets you move forward when the facts don't favor you, and sometimes the greatest act of faith is just showing up again. Simon Sinek teaches us that if you have clarity of your why, you can endure any how, and that's not just a leadership principle. It's a life principle. Knowing why you get up in the morning makes the obstacles worth it. It doesn't make them disappear, but it makes them survivable, even meaningful. Every hardship, every sleepless night, every closed door is a step toward the person you're becoming. You are not being punished by your struggle. You are being shaped by it, molded into someone strong enough to carry the vision you're meant to live, and that shaping hurts. It breaks things, it demands things, but it also awakens things in you: resilience, creativity, focus, compassion, qualities you didn't even know you had until the fire called them forward. The truth is, people are always watching, even when you think they aren't. They watch how you respond to pressure, how you treat others when you're tired, how you show up when there's nothing in it for you. That's the kind of leadership Simon speaks about, the quiet leadership, the one that doesn't need a title. Because every time you refuse to give up, you give someone else permission to do the same. Your fight becomes a blueprint. Your endurance becomes a bridge. Never underestimate how your story, still in progress, can become someone else's survival manual. When the world gets loud, and it will when it tells you that you're not enough, that you're too late, too inexperienced, too unqualified, you don't shout back, you show back up, you keep building in silence. You keep learning, you stay loyal to your values, not because it's easy, but because it's right, because doing work that matters takes time, and not everyone will understand your process. That's okay. You're not here for approval, you're here for impact. You're here to build something that lasts a life, a purpose, a legacy that outlives applause. Sometimes it's not the mountain ahead that wears you down. It's the pebble in your shoe, the small frustrations, the daily grind, the unseen sacrifices. But greatness is in the little things: showing up early, doing one more rep, asking one more question, refusing to compromise your standards. It's choosing integrity over convenience. It's saying no to distractions so you can say yes to purpose. It's reminding yourself daily, I am not done yet. I'm not finished growing. I'm not done showing the world what relentless looks like. There's a temptation in our world to chase the highlight reel, the fast win, the viral success, the overnight miracle. But real change, the kind that shifts generations, is rarely fast. It's built in obscurity. It's built while no one claps. It's built while you're being ignored. And that's the season where most give up. Because silence feels like failure, but silence is sacred. It's the ground where roots grow. Where depth is born, don't fear it, embrace it. Because in the stillness, in the quiet, in the ordinary, that's where the extraordinary is born. Simon says that leaders eat last, and what he means is, service isn't about what you get. It's about what you give. It's about pouring into others even when your own cup feels half full. But you cannot serve others well if you are empty, so take care of yourself. Rest, not to quit, but to reload. Heal, not to escape, but to return stronger. And when you come back, and you will come back with fire, with purpose, with the kind of conviction that refuses to let fear have the final word. So when the voice in your head says, you'll never make it, answer it with action. When the failures pile up, let them teach you, not define you. When others walk away, keep walking forward. Let your scars become your strength. Let your flaws become your fuel. And let your journey, long and winding as it may be, prove that you didn't come this far to only come this far. You came to rise. You came to finish. You came to live your why out loud. And when it's all said and done, when the long nights are behind you, when the noise fades and the world finally takes notice, let them say you were the one who never gave up. Let them say you were the one who kept moving, not because it was easy, but because it was worth it. Because you understood something too many forget. The goal was never perfection. It was progress. It was courage. It was becoming, and through every setback, every silence, every heartbreak and hurdle, you chose to rise. You chose to believe when there was no evidence yet. You chose to keep showing up for a future only you could see. That is leadership, that is resilience, that is legacy. You didn't wait for the world to give you permission. You wrote your story in the ink of perseverance. You didn't fold under pressure, you forged under it. You became the kind of person others could lean on, not because you had all the answers, but because you knew how to keep going without them. You lived your why in every step. You carried the fire when others let theirs burn out. And now, as you stand on the edge of what's next, remember, this is not the end. This is a new beginning, because people like you, the ones who keep going, never truly stop. You don't just finish races. You light the path for others. You show the world what's possible when a soul refuses to quit. So walk forward with your head high, your purpose clear, and your heart full. You are proof that the little voice that whispers never give up is the loudest legacy of all.